WGC, welcome back to the channel. God bless. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy, man, on this beautiful Royal Rumble day. So WWE 2K Games has officially kicked off WWE 2K24 season with the very first gameplay trailer, followed by the cover star, or excuse me, should I say cover stars. 3 editions of WWE 2K24, the return of some very popular and well-requested match types, 40 years of WrestleMania, along with some new gameplay elements and quality of life changes. We're going to be discussing some of this in detail. But before we jump into that, I just want to take a little time to give 2K their flowers. W marketing. I mean, especially in terms of social media presence, just the way that they presented everything. I mean, it was not only fun, but I mean, it was just so much better than they've done in previous years. The WGC, myself included, has been very vocal in terms of what they wanted to see from these games. And I feel like this year was 2K's way of just giving a resounding, "We heard you." And I also feel like this was a shot at any competition that is currently in the wrestling games landscape, looking at AEW Fight Forever mainly. I mean, it was basically just to say that, look, we're here. But now that I've kind of gotten that out of the way, I'm going to jump into some of the things that I personally think stood out. I mean, so just consider this more so of a recap. So WGC, let's work. Before we jump into this, I just want to give an apology to WWE 2K Games because I was dead wrong. I thought there was not an Undertaker versus Sting chance that we would get so many different match types in 1 year. I was hoping for maybe special guest referee at best, but man, did they deliver. Because not only did they give us special guest referee, but they also hit us with the casket match, which, yay. And then on top of that, we got the gauntlet and the ambulance match. So shout out 2K, man. Y'all were cooking. Being that The Undertaker is indeed my favorite wrestler of all time, I mean, those casket matches hold a special place to me, man. So thank you. I'm glad they finally made it back in the game, man. This was one of the ones that I was hoping for, along with a Buried Alive. But, hey, you know what I'm saying? For right now, we'll take what we can get. As far as special guest referee, man, I mean, I feel like this match is just going to be a lot of fun. I mean, being able to sell your friends and, cheat them out of matches and doing all that kind of stuff, man. Like I say, how can that not be fun? Nothing says friendship like doing your guys dirty, man, and doing them bogus. So, looking forward to it. The new outside dive mechanic is something that I'm really looking forward to. I kind of want to see a little bit more of it. I need to see some gameplay to see exactly how this is going to correlate into the gameplay. Because I can't imagine, if you climbing up to the top rope, the guys are just going to sit there like, "Oh, please dive on me." You know what I'm saying? So how is this going to work in terms of getting this to trigger? I mean, because honestly, I could see some collision detection issues with this if it's just like one of those things where you run to the top rope and, jump off and somebody's foot barely clips the guy and it knocks him over, just to give the illusion that it's taking out more than one person. I mean, so I don't know how exactly they have this set up or how it's designed. I mean, is it something that we have to trigger, more like a canned sequence or whatever, or is it just freeform? So that's something to think about, man. I'll be keeping a close eye on this one. Blow for blow, strike battles, fighting spirit, whatever you want to call it, man. I am just so happy that this made it into the game, bro. I've been begging for this for years because, I mean, it is an essential part of a wrestling match. We see it all the time in real life matches. So this is definitely one of those things I'm happy that finally made the cut. Shout out to 2K for adding more wrestling elements in this game because that's essentially what makes this game feel more so like a wrestling game as opposed to a fighting game. I am curious as to just how in-depth 2K is going to go with this feature. Is it going to be just a simple back and forth strike battle, or are they going to incorporate more of the fighting styles into it, I guess, and individualize it depending on the wrestler? Because in a perfect world, I would love to see the latter. So if you take someone maybe the Usos or something, they're more likely to throw super kicks Where somebody like a Stone Cold Steve Austin might, just stick to straight strikes, punches, and things like that. I'm also curious about the depth of this feature because I noticed they did not mention chain wrestling. That was like a big feature that they took out, and a lot of the fans were wanting it back. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a replacement for chain wrestling, but if it is, I would hope that they give us more than just a standard strike battle. Being able to change camera angles is just a quality of life change that we can all appreciate as fans of this series, especially in situations like the Royal Rumble where we kind of want to see who's coming out. I don't know if they're going to give us entrances for the Royal Rumble, but it still would be kind of cool to just see the wrestlers kind of running down the ramp. One idea I had regarding the Royal Rumble was having an entrance steal feature. Essentially, this would be an optional feature, much like in the way that interferences work. You could turn it on or off, and basically it may give you a chance that somebody else will come steal somebody else's entrance into the Rumble. So you take like a Tozawa or somebody, they're coming out, and then he gets wiped out, blindsided by a much bigger name, and they enter the Rumble. I just think this is a cool feature that would kind of, throw a loop into things, kind of switch things up. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this feature. In addition to adding new weapons such as microphones, guitar, and trash cans, 2K has also given us the ability to throw weapons now, which is pretty cool. I'm always going to be for any new weapon additions that we get, as well as any new weapon interactions. Because if you guys know this channel, that is one thing I've been overly critical of, and that is the weapon gameplay, or the lack thereof, I should say. When it comes to weapons, there is not a lot of interactivity. They kind of stripped it down. Like, we don't even have weapon grapples anymore, which I'm hoping that they add those back in this year, along with some other cool interactions and quality of life changes. I'm not even going to hold y'all, super finishers sound crazy. The way they described it, like being able to pull off the triple crossroads, like, what Cody hit Brock Lesnar with. That is amazing, man. But again, this is another one of those features where I'm wondering just how in-depth they will go with this. Will we be able to have super finishers with weapons? Are there super finishers in certain situations and certain match types? And will we be seeing more of these in upcoming DLC? The way Brian Williams described it is an extremely powerful move. So with that being said, I'm hoping that we actually have a way to stop it or counter it or something like that. And what is that going to look like? I'm just very curious to see how this is going to play out. They've also appeared to have made some improvements with the Backstage brawl. The first thing that sticks out to me is being able to have up to 4 players in this mode. The community has really been asking for this for a while, so I'm glad that it finally made it in. They also mentioned that they have more interactions and things like that, and even a working elevator. I don't know exactly to what extent they mean by working. Are we going to be able to fight inside this elevator, or is it strictly just going to be used as a loading screen of sorts? Now, this one is something that they only kind of hinted at, but if it means what I think it means, being able to use the My Faction unlockables outside of the mode and into other modes, that is a huge W for the community, because that's one of the main things that people really disliked about My Faction, and how 2K was going about giving updated attires and things like that in that mode, but then locking it behind that mode. If they find a way to allow us to take the things that we've unlocked and use it in other game modes, man, that would be phenomenal, man. So here's hoping. We're going to keep our fingers crossed on that one. See? Fingers crossed. And just hope that 2K comes through with this one. These are some of the things I'm just personally most excited for. Do me a favor, man. Let me know what you guys are excited for in this game based on the things that we know so far. There still are a lot of unknowns about this game. There's a lot of things that I personally want to know. They are doing another play test this Royal Rumble weekend. So hopefully, once that embargo lifts, we'll be able to see a lot more gameplay, because I'm interested to see how the submission system is going to play out, how the special guest referee is going to tie into that. What all capabilities does the ref have when it comes to being able to control the match? Did they bring back the 5 count? Will we get realistic rope breaks? Honestly, I'm going to make a prediction, man. I truly feel like 2K still has something up their sleeve. I don't know, like maybe in the form of another match type that they haven't announced yet, or some kind of feature. But I don't think this is it, man. I don't know. It's like they've been really cooking, but I don't think they done. Like I say, that's just a prediction of mine. I may be wrong. Hey, appreciate y'all for watching the content. Leave a thumbs up if you really rock with the content. Subscribe if you have not already. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the time WWE 2K24 releases. So if y'all can help me out with that, it's truly appreciated, man. Again, appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. God bless. Yay.